Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're gonna talk about the potential censorship in Disney's Abu Dhabi park that they announced. We've been covering this. They are building. Well, actually, Disney is not building. A third party is building one in the Arab Emirates, and a lot of gay Disney fans are freaking out because they're like, hey, yeah, we know what's going to go down over there, what's not going to go down over there. Just a little bit of a spoiler. I don't see them having gay days at the Abu Dhabi
I really
park.
doubt that, yeah.
But we're going to talk. This is not us. This is somebody who claims to be an expert on Disney and Middle Eastern culture.
Well, they're Middle Eastern. They work with corporations on, culture in the Middle East and what they can and can't do, basically.
Right. And this does happen when Disney builds a park overseas. This is not unprecedented. It's not just the Abu Dhabi park. They do censor things. For example, in Hong Kong, we have Mystic Manor instead of the Haunted Mansion because they don't do ghosts.
Yeah. But Mystic Manor is pretty cool. It's all screen.
Mystic Manor is very cool. But in this case, they're talking about all the potential changes and this could even be why they're building a crystal castle, not a princess castle. I mean, there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's kind of odd that they're doing a crystal castle. Like that's not in any Disney park or any Disney movie, rather. And it's like, oh, well, if we're going to downplay the princesses, then that makes sense.
Because they're women, so
yeah, right? We can't have strong, independent women.
Slightly change this head for a second. This picture, what that reminds me is the portals they have that you can see from one country to another.
Oh, yeah.
Disney missed opportunity here. Just pointing this out. You could totally make portals like that to different parks and maybe have it would rotate throughout the day that people in, France can see people in Shanghai, or people in Shanghai can see people in, Disneyland or whatever throughout the day. Kind of like a magic mirror. And you can see down the street, you can see the castle on the main streets or whatever, and people can see each other in different Disney parks. That missed opportunity there. That would be a really cool thing to do. You should do that. Anyway.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who has the barest tits of all?
No. See, you wouldn't have to worry about that likely if it was a Disney portal.
No, you would. That's the problem they have with the portals. Right? Yeah. So anyway, let's talk about this. This is not us speculating. This is actually coming from the Daily Mail. An expert, a self-proclaimed expert, but it's going to be...
No, I think this person actually gets hired to do this.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. Okay. Actual expert. But it is going to be a very different park. Do not expect a one-to-one clone. I think they'll have a lot of similar attractions, but yeah, I fully expect them to downplay the Disney princesses 100%. And Ariel, if she's even in it, she's not going to be wearing her shells.
Yeah, they mentioned that. Yeah, the Minnie Mouse will probably be in a long dress, not a short dress, and everything else.
So let's talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, Fume. Fume is not another vape. It's not an e-cig. It's not a nicotine product. If it was, I would not be recommending them to you. I wouldn't. We have family members that had bad habits and bad experiences because of those bad habits, and I don't want anything bad to happen to you. It's something totally different. It's a simple, satisfying way to replace your bad habit without inhaling anything harmful. If you're stuck in a bad habit, maybe it's just something you reach for during a stressful moment, hanging out with your friends or out of boredom. You don't want to do that. Let's talk about Fume. It's a game changer. There's no smoke, no vapor, no nicotine, just natural flavored air that gives you something to reach for without the chemicals. Again, without chemicals. They've done studies, no chemicals. Sometimes breaking a habit isn't just about willpower. It's about having something better to reach for instead. Fume gives you an alternative. And it's not just about the flavor. It has a magnetic, fidget-friendly design that keeps your hands busy and your mind engaged. I actually tend to fidget with stuff when I record videos. It's just kind of how I am. I always have to be doing something, but you don't want to do something that's harmful for your body, right? There are a lot of flavors you can choose from, including crisp mint, tons of options from citrusy to earthy to refreshing. If you order the Journey Pack using my code ClownfishTV, you'll get a free Fume topper. So if you've been thinking about changing your habit, this is the perfect first step. Go to tryfume.com/clownfishtv. That's FUM. So it's TRYFUM.com/clownfishtv, or scan the QR code on the screen to grab yours today. Thank you so much, Fume, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it. Yeah. So I just want to bring this up. Mousetrap news. Disney Abu Dhabi will be a men's only theme park.
I love Mousetrap news. They're hilarious.
Exclusive. How the Abu Dhabi Disney will look very different from banned characters to the Little Mermaid's bikini, and what visitors will be expected to wear in the Middle East theme park. Now, before we get into it, I've never been to Dubai. People who have said it's actually pretty liberal compared to other locations in that part of the world, because it's a tourist trap, right? So you want to raise money, it's like Vegas. But that being said, they're definitely, because Disney stressed that they were going to be sensitive to the culture over there.
They were going to be uniquely, their culture and stuff.
Right. So expect changes, because and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when Imagineering had such a shit fit over Florida.
Are female Imagineers allowed to participate in this park?
I don't know. They said, and they announced the plans for the waterfront resort located in Abu Dhabi's Yas Island on Wednesday. As such, it's not going to be surprising to see the Middle East first theme park take a slightly different approach to what visitors from the UK, America, and Europe usually expect when touring the Paris and California or Florida resorts. From Minnie Mouse swapping out her mini dress for a maxi, to the Little Mermaid ditching her bikini for more coverage, a culture expert has revealed the possible changes that Maral, the Abu Dhabi developer overseeing the project, might consider. Yeah, so this is how Disney's going to just
get around things. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, we're not building it. It's their fault. We licensed the characters to them, and they decided, no shell bra.
But investors, we made a lot of money, so look that way,
Speaking to female, Karina Getz, a Middle East specialist who focuses on helping companies and entrepreneurs understand the nuances of the Gulf market, said Disney's LGBTIQ plus characters will be banned from the park. Do we have any there explicitly? So Strange World is not getting a ride.
Yeah.
Over there.
I mean, are there any characters that walk around that
are explicitly? I don't know.
LeFou, maybe, if that's like implied.
Similarly, the Filming Giants live remake of Snow White could be excluded due to Gal Gadot's appearance in the movie. I don't know, I think it would be excluded because it was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to want that over there. Yeah.
Yeah, they said that Lebanon banned the production from its cinemas nationwide because of the Israeli actress's past services in the IDF. Read below for more changes. Okay, let's look at these changes. Outfit changes for the Little Mermaid Minnie Mouse. Actually, the easiest thing to do is not include her at all. We're not going to include her at all. It's very likely that Ariel's iconic shell bikini top would be redesigned to offer more coverage in line with the modesty norms in many Middle Eastern countries, said London-based Karina, who runs her own company, Starcat. A version with a longer top or a full-body aquatic outfit, similar to her look in some animated series of toys, could be used to maintain the character's identity while respecting local dress codes. It's not only King Triton's daughter who could get a wardrobe change. Minnie. She's going to have a maxi, from a mini to a maxi, to avoid offending locals.
Yeah, no ankles.
No ankles on Minnie Mouse. There she is, though. She's welcoming them. Ban on Disney's LGBTQI plus characters. Which ones? They said, they're going to ban those characters. Which ones are they saying, or explicitly? Because I don't think any of them.
Did they say?
They said
the girl's mom from Lightyear. Again, Lightyear failed.
She's not going to be in a ride. Come on. It says ban films like Disney Pixar's Toy Story spin-off Lightyear, which includes a lesbian couple kissing. The expert said that LGBTQ plus characters or storylines, such as those included in Marvel's Eternals, the live-action remake of Beauty and the Beast, and Pixar's Onward, will be omitted from public displays, merchandise, or park performances. So
you don't see them over here anyway.
You don't. They're all like background characters. So the 5 explicitly gay characters that Disney has made will not be in this park, and they're not in the park over here either, except, gay days, maybe they'll bust a few out or whatever. Boy, it's, you know what? I gotta wonder, is this why they did what they did with Inside Out too? They gave notes. Riley.
Well, I think that I to me, when they had to give notes, that tells me that they were going in a different direction because they didn't care before.
With minors
but
too.
These things flopped, and then they had to be banned from other countries, and it wasn't something that could be edited out easily, is what I got. So they had to make some changes to make it toned down.
They're gonna ditch Aladdin.
Oh yeah, that song. Yeah, no,
ditch
the original version.
Yeah,
it's been ditched for a while.
It's been ditched for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the original version was not something they probably like.
Will they bring Aladdin? They probably would bring Aladdin. They just make sure it's culturally sensitive. Agrabah, I'm sure. Yeah. So the original lyrics, guys. The original lyrics. They said they'll cut off your ear if they don't like your face. Is what they said. And they got that. That was
it's
like
barbaric,
a week.
but hey, it's home. Yeah, I remember.
It's home. Yeah, I think they did that like the first week after it was that, because it was never in the home video version. Because I remember watching on DVD and I'm like, I didn't know that they had that. When Disney released a new live action version of it in 2019, they changed the line too. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I did know they changed the song.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the changed version. I don't understand. Like,
they wouldn't use Gal Gadot's version of the Evil Queen.
They're not going to anyway.
They use the animated one.
If anything, like what I expect to happen is they're going to pick probably the safest possible, Mickey and Minnie modestly dressed, the Lion King, anything.
People were saying they wondered how princesses, they said they could have to cover their head, modest, and stuff like that.
Well, they're usually head to toe dressed anyway, big poofy dresses, and so it's like respectful dress code. Okay. Well, foreign visitors will not be expected to wear traditional clothing. They should follow local rules in regards to revealing clothing. So you're not going to wear booty shorts over.
Sometimes you see people in the parks and it's like, there was a trend of people wearing the skimpiest clothes as possible to get the free t-shirt. But you see people in there, and I don't know if they change after they get past security or what, but they're like, their ass cheeks are hanging out of their shorts and stuff. I'm like, how did you get through? Like, I don't want my kids to be seeing your butt cheeks hanging out, in the Magic Kingdom.
Yes. You don't want your ass cheeks hanging out in the Magic Kingdom. And sure. Yeah. And they talk about in other parks all over the world that they have a more conservative dress code. Attire that's not appropriate for the theme parks, which may result in refusal of admittance or ejection. I can't even talk today. I said mittens and ejection, which may result in refusal of admittance or ejection include, but is not limited to, clothing with objectionable materials. So Mickey Mouse flipping you off, probably not going to happen. Obscene language or graphics. They already do that. You're not allowed to wear dicey stuff in the park.
Well, you said ejection. I was thinking like some of the things I see people wearing, it's supposed to be preventing erection, but it didn't.
Well, speaking of which, Saad Khan says, who is he? I don't know who he is. He said women won't be allowed to walk around in bikinis only on the beach or poolside. So it's like, so you're not, other ways it might differ. Clearly designated prayer rooms will be expected and prominently integrated throughout the park. Dining would be halal certified. No pork would be available. Live performances would avoid provocative dancing and costumes. The park's events will align with the Islamic calendar. This is kind of like duh. It's that's how it is in other countries anyway. They said it's going to be authentically Disney and distinctly Emirati, which means, yes, we're going to make sure that it doesn't offend the locals. They're paying for it. And I have to think that's their out. That's their out.
They're funding it. So they're going to be like, we have to make it to meet their needs.
Yeah. But yeah, this is not unusual. Everybody's like, oh my God, they're building up. Like, again, there are numerous hotels and resorts. They've got, people mentioned in the comments yesterday, Ferrari World, Warner Brothers World, SeaWorld. They were going to build it, I think, a Universal, and then I think they pulled the plug on that one. But this is actually very normal. It's just, it's going to be different than the Disney parks, but all the foreign Disney parks are different for various reasons. So that's, it's going to be interesting though, to just see how different. I think that's why the castle though, I am really thinking that's why we have the dark crystal shard in the middle of it instead of a
No,
princess
that makes
castle.
sense.
I mean, it's cool. It looks cool. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It looks pretty cool. And people are going to go, look, they're going to bitch about it. And we'll talk about like alleears.net again. People are going to bitch about it, but they're going to go anyway.
Well, I just don't know how people from here are going to go because it's going to be very expensive to go. And most people are bitching about paying to go to the parks in the U.S., let alone, you know, unless they give you really good deals like they do for like the people in UK and stuff coming in Brazil and stuff coming to the U.S. parks. They give them much better deals than they give Americans. But, you know, unless they do that, I can't see people being, a lot of people just flocking there unless they already have money.
Broke ass Redditors complaining about it will never make a trip to Dubai.
Basically, yeah.
To go to this, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that. But there we go, guys. They're saying there's going to be some major changes, and we don't know how extensive. I think they're just going to focus on the cartoon characters. I think they'll focus on the, you know, Mickey, Minnie, classic characters, Pinocchio, that sort of thing. You can't even really tell. I'm looking at the park here, and you can't really tell what's what. It looks very, very vague. All of it looks very vague. They'll probably have a Space Mountain. They'll probably have, you know what I'm saying? Pirates of the Caribbean.
They said they're gonna try to do very like new things. I think they're trying to make new stuff, but we'll see. I get it. They'll do Disney without putting some traditional Disney things in it.
They will, but I think they'll put a new. It'll be like Disney Sea, or Tokyo Disney, where they're basically like plus versions of classic attractions. I don't think we'll get Splash Mountain with Song of the South.
Oh, people were joking about that. They said
that would be funny though. That'd be fun. Wouldn't that be funny?
Because it's just
like,
animals, you know.
It's just talking animals. Yeah, on a boat ride, right? This looks like it could be Agrabah, so maybe they'll do it. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, I'm more interested in kind of seeing what they do with it, because some of this technology will, in like, you know, 20 years, make its way.
Yeah, they're paying for it. Disney's gonna cash in on it. You know, they are.
We can take our great grandkids to go on the whatever ride they come up with. So there we go. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.